Hey, how's it going, everybody? Ultimately, Unlucky back again, once again, for my draft analysis for the PCL Season 5. Now, for those of you who haven't watched my previous season, the PCL is a league that I have been taking part in since Season 2. I uploaded Season 4, and that didn't end so well. I didn't even make playoffs. I did make playoffs in the other 2 seasons I participated, but I did not even win them. So we're back for Season 5. Hopefully we have a chance to win this season. I mean, I got as big of a chance as anyone else, but there are some drafts I will admit are much scarier than mine. But anyway, we did a draft. We get 11 mons from tier... We get 1 mon from tier 1, 2, 4, and 5, which 2 mons from tier 3, and a mega, with 4 free picks that we get laid out across points values that we got. And the only way we can change the points that we get access to us, which is originally 400 to start with, is to pick lower tier megas, and that is actually what I did for my original plan. I did want to get Mew so badly for my first pick, but it was taken the pick that was literally before me. So without having a really good backup to Mew, just like at the ready, because Mew is like such like a one-of-a-kind Pokemon. So I went ahead and did my second pick, which was Mega Bayonet. So Mega Bayonet was Pokemon that I had up on my draft lineup for my second pick, and the main reason I picked it is for how many points it gave me. I think how I used my points, I got 20 left, so I may be able to like upgrade to a tier 3 if I ever find a need to. I don't really do though, because tier 3 doesn't really have much that's left. Because like I think all that's left is like maybe Mega Abomasnow. No, not Mega Abomasnow, but Mega Steelix, I think. And maybe Mega Sharpedo. I'm not sure, but tier 3 just doesn't have anything left. But Mega Bayonet is still a good option to have as a tier 4 Mega, which is the lowest tier. That tier consists of it and Mega Camerupt. So Mega Bayonet has such a sky-high attack stat at 165, and the Prankster ability, while it did get nerfed this generation, is still really good. If I take a few sips of my water, don't worry, this is kind of just kicking over a cold, like getting past it. But anyway, Mega Bayonet, the Prankster ability makes my opponent prep so much differently, because they always need to worry about Prankster Destiny Bond. Because if they think they can kill Mega Bayonet, then I'll just use Destiny Bond to take care of them. But if I call that kind of thing where they're going to do and they switch out, I could do some really cool status moves like Will-O-Wisp, Thunder Wave, Toxic. We get all those. We even get Cotton Guard and Calm Mind, and I think Swords Dance with them set up. We do not get Swords Dance. That's very unfortunate. But we do got some priority in Shadow Sneak. We got some more cool utility in Taunt and Trick Room, because it can't actually run in Trick Room very effectively since it has a base 75 speed. And on the offensive pole, kind of lacks. We only got Shadow Claw, Pursuit, I believe. We get Knockoff and then Gunk Shot, and just like a few other handy-dandy dark type moves throughout. Like it's set, and like we get a few very neat special moves, but we kind of want to abuse Mega Bayonet's physical attack a lot more. So yeah, it's like it kind of lacks in the offense, but it does have a lot of, let's say support in the status department. I have not used this thing before, so it's going to be a little bit of a learning curve actually figuring out what kind of a role this thing actually fits, because it's got high attack but nothing else. We got 64 HP, 75 defense, 93 to special attack, 83 special defense, and 75 speed. So everything is lackluster besides the attack stat. So who knows how well Mega Bayonet will work out in the long run, but it is my only immunity to normal and fighting, so that it does have that utility there. I wouldn't say I'm necessarily weak to fighting. I do got a lot of resistances to it, so that may not be an issue. But moving along to my second pick, I got Sylveon. So Sylveon was another mod I really wanted. It was really high up there. It was going to be my third pick in the draft overall, but thanks to Mew Snipe, I kind of moved a few things up before I got other tier 1s. I kind of changed up my order a bit after that Mew Snipe and other snipes I got throughout. Like I originally wanted things like Mew, Fortress, Tyrantrum, but it just did not work out. But Sylveon, I want because it is, in my opinion, one of, if not the best Wish passes in the game, because it has Wish Baton Pass. That alone makes it really good. The Fairy typing is what really helps it out because we get that immunity to Dragon, and we also got a tremendously high special defense. So we just become so really specially tanky. This is definitely going to be my main special defense wall if I can, if I really need to have something tank. I do have a handful of Assault Vest users, so it's not forced into that role. And of course, Pixelate Hyper Voice is very powerful stab, and the 110 special attack. People say Sylveon's not offensive, but with that special attack stat, Hyper Voice, Psyshock, and Shadow Ball, it doesn't really need that much to really be offensive, to be a wall breaker, because Sylveon, it kind of just hits, even if it doesn't really have that much special attack investment. Don't really have any calcs, but I can imagine using Pixelate a lot, because the only thing that stops a Hyper Voice that isn't resistant is Soundproof. And there are very few mons with Soundproof that are even drafted in general. So yeah, I do need to be careful though. I do know what a Soundproof mon can actually cost you in amount. I haven't had experience of it myself, but I did see Aggron, who doing an LP West, he turned a match around from 4-1 because Obama Snow had Soundproof against the Chatot. So I do really need to be careful about the Soundproof mons. Not that many of them are out there, but I definitely think that Sylveon's going to be a really good support mon because we get Heal Bell and Wish, so we can just heal up my mon for a lot. Moving on to my third pick, I got Crobat. So Crobat in my draft line I originally thought was tier 3, and halfway through the draft, near the end of the draft, I figured out it was tier 2. So that was a really huge bomb to drop on to me. But anyway, Crobat, I used it in the off season that I didn't really complete recording for because that thing kind of fell apart. But Crobat, it's still a really good mon. I wanted to use it for a long time, but the off season wasn't my actual chance to use it because that was not a team that I got to build. It didn't have little to no synergy at all on it. But I really like those few chances I got to using Crobat. It has such a great move pool, and it's incredibly fast. My speed tiers in the draft final are really wonky. It goes to Crobat at 130, another mon at 105, and then a third mon who goes down to 95. So my speed tiers are a bit bad, but Crobat definitely really helps that out. So of course we get U-turn, that gives us some momentum. We got really good moves on physical and special side. We got Brave Bird, Air Slash, Cross Poison, Sludge Bomb. Just it also gets a really nice and really helpful status moves. Tailwind, Toxic, Defog even. So if I need to itch, give it a hazard. I do have a Rapid Spinner, but I can't really say how reliable that is because I have not used that Rapid Spinner before, and I'll get to that in a couple picks. But Crobat, I really wanted it because I think that it works well with certain mons. It works pretty nice with Sylveon actually because Sylveon is weak to Poison and Steel. Crobat resists both of them. And Sylveon doesn't really help in the resistance to Crobat, but another mon really kind of does. And I really think this is my chance that I actually get to use Crobat effectively. It has all really great options. It has so many sets I could possibly run with it, so I look forward to using it effectively. Moving on, I got, for my fourth pick, Crocodile. I'm going to try to move things along a bit because it's kind of already taken up a lot of time. But Crocodile, this is mon that I think actually goes with my draft. It has a lot of synergy with a lot of my mons. It's part of that core I mentioned with Crobat. They both cover most of their weaknesses very well, par Ice. Crocodile is weak to Water, Grass, and Fighting, which Crobat has a quad resist to Grass and a quad resist to Fighting even. And Crobat is weak to Psychic, Electric, and Rock. Crocodile resists Rock and is immune to Psychic and Electric, so that's really good right there. And it has a lot of synergy with mons that are coming out because Intimidate, it can be a bulky pivot for offensive mons. If I run that, it can be Choice Scarf Moxie sets, potentially give me a late game sweep. And it is one of my Z-mon users. We do get 3 Z-mon users who are able to use all Z moves that we do not ban. and Crocodile is one of the 3. I haven't mentioned my other 2 yet, but they should be coming up soon. But like the dark type, like it's a really good dark type and it's a really good ground type, and those types are actually really good together because they are great offensively. And I definitely think I cover most of Crocodile's weaknesses really well with my draft throughout. So moving on to my 5th pick, I got Serena. So Serena, it wasn't the grass type I originally intended to pick up. That was Virizion, but it was sniped for me. So Serena, it gets Rapid Spin, really nice. Queenly Majesty is, in my opinion, a pretty neat ability. It presents me a lot of opportunities to like get that immunity over against like setup mons who rely on things like Bullet Punch or Ice Shard, like mainly Scizor, Mega Bomb Snow, Mamoswine. Like Serena's Queenly Majesty forced them to bring something else that they could otherwise waste on a different move. Otherwise, Serena gets the immunity. That like having that immunity Ice Shard is really good because most offensive ice types have that in their repertoire. But Serena is still really nice support mon. It has really good stats. The mixed defenses at 98 are not bad by any means. Could be better, but they can get the job done if I were to invest in them or have the set built properly. And the 120 attack stat is really good since we get moves like Jump Kick, Chop Kick, Power Whip, and Acrobatics even. And Play Rough, that's really good as well, since we can also hit Dark types without relying on Jump Kick, and we get U-Turn. So that is more momentum that we can grab, and that's back to Crocodile. But we get momentum with Serena, so from the 5 mons we got 3 mons with momentum. We got Sylveon with Baton Pass, Serena with U-Turn, and Crobat with U-Turn. Speaking of Baton Pass, just a side note, we banned passing positive stats in this league. So I can't set up like a Calm Mind with Sylveon and pass them on to, let's say, Mega Bayonet. So yeah, that's Serena. I don't really know how it works in the Draft League format. I've only faced it and never used it, and even when I faced it, it never did much in my matches. So my 6th pick, I got Necrozma. So I saw Necrozma was in there in Tier 1 still. Not a lot of people still had much in their budgets to get Tier 1s, but there were still a few. But I thought I should grab Necrozma when I could, because it's a I'd say it's a nice backup to Mew. Like some better backups to Mew or mons like maybe Jirachi per se, but Necrozma is definitely nothing to sit on either. I do have it in another league that I haven't made the draft analysis video for yet, and like in Ultra Sun Moon, Necrozma just got so much better. Prism Armor, of course, it's a really nice ability. We get a little less than super effective hits, and it just got so many moves this generation. Photon Geyser, it is a move that uses both Necrozma physical and special like move pools, because it becomes physical if its attacks at tied in special attack and vice versa. So that's really cool. It gets Stealth Rock, so we got reliable Stealth Rocker. Crocodile's also that too. Necrozma, it's again even more bulky, and we get Moonlight, so it has self recovery. It is able to recover itself. We do get setup moves. We get Sword Stance. We get Calm Mind. We get Rock Polish. And of course, it also is a mon that works well in the Trick Room because it sets up its own Trick Rooms. And like the coverage that Necrozma gets is actually insane, really. I can't really summarize it without using the word insane, because it gets so many good coverage moves. Like it can't really use all types on both physical and special side, but it does have most of the types that are used for offensive on either one of them. So I definitely can use Necrozma with like a lot of variety. Because I'm using Necrozma in another league, I get a chance to figure out how it really works, so I get more experience with it, so I understand how it actually works in draft. Next up, for my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th pick, I got Volcanion. Volcanion was part of my original draft plan. So like from the mons that were into my original draft plan as of now was Necrozma and Serena. Volcanion is the mon that I really want to try out. That's kind of the main reason I grabbed it. Fire Water, it's an amazing typing. I did pick up another fire type, so Volcanion's not relying on both of those rolls. But yeah, that's really good typing to have. Water Absorb, we get the immunity to water. Steam Eruption and Fire Blast, it gets stab moves on both of its types that over base 100. And that is just insane. It gets really good bulk as well, especially if we burn things, because our physical defense stat is still pretty high. It's like 110. It's 120. The physical attack is 110, which we may not abuse as much because Steam Eruption is really, really good. And also, it is one of my Zmon users. I forgot to mention it. I'm a Necrozma, but it is my other one. So my 3 Zmon users are Necrozma, Volcanion, and Crocodile. So they can all use those very well. Volcanion, it can definitely use that with Z Solar Beam, Z Fire Blast if I don't want to rely on a Myth. And it also gets good moves like Sludge Wave to hit like not even grass types. We did get Defog Generation, which I keep forgetting that does. So that is pretty neat. Volcanion is weak to both Stealth Rocks and Spike, so I can't really say it's the most reliable one. We also get coverage like Earth Power, Flash Cannon, and yeah, it's mainly for the special side, but it's like really powerful. It's a really good special wall breaker, which I did kind of lack in some way. Necrozma also kind of fills that role. So but like Volcanion, it can kind of just do that more since Necrozma needs to use so many sets. So moving on to my 8th pick. Also like Necrozma, it's that really good immunity to Ice, which I did kind of have big weakness to at this point in the draft. Because Crobat, Serena, Crocodile, they're all weak to it, and Sylveon, Necrozma, Bayonet, they didn't really check those types. And Volcanion has that quad resistance to it, which is really good. Like, it can even just check bulky water types, because most of those bulky water types will just tend to bring Scald on their sets if they're being defensive. So anyway, 8th pick, I got Registeel. So I saw Registeel was still there. I needed a steel type. A lot of them were gone, so I just grabbed it when I could. So it's Registeel, it's a really reliable Stealth Rocker again. So like I only got Hazards in the form of Stealth Rocks this season, so I don't really know how that will end up biting me in the long run, but Stealth Rocks are still really good. Registeel, it's really tanky. It kind of works really well with Sylveon because they are both really tanky. Really, Sylveon can be brought specially defensive, Registeel can be brought physically, and they can kind of just check most of their weaknesses. Because Sylveon is weak to Grand Poison and Dragon, Registeel switches into both of them with ease. Registeel is weak to Fighting, which Sylveon can resist. And it does have few more weaknesses that Sylveon doesn't check, but mons like Necrozma, Volcanion, and Crocodile, they do. And I definitely feel like Registeel won't be a nuisance for being a mon that I picked up off a whim. Because in draft, it's just always something that goes because it is like the best Reggie. It's really bulky compared to Regice, Regirock, and Regigigas. And like the Clear Body ability is the only thing I'll ever use because Light Metal is useless in Draft League format. It absolutely is. It only helps against mons that use Low Kick, which not that many mons do. So moving on to my 9th pick that I got, Electivire. So Electivire is a mon that I used in Season 3 of PCL. And I definitely liked using it. I think that it can actually work really well for my electric type. It's got that motor drive, making it an electric immunity. And I did have some electric problems. Crocodile was my only main check to them. But Electivire is also another immunity to them, so Crocodile is not forced to do that. If I need to bring Crobat and Volcanion so badly, but they have an electric type that Crocodile for some reason can't really check. Not that there are that many that Crocodile can't check. But like Electivire's got that 95 speed. It has good mixed attacking potential. It gets Volt Switch, so it gets the momentum right there. We get some good physical moves. We got Cross Chop, Earthquake, and Wild Charge. And it is like in the long run, it's my best check to Bird Spam. But like Electivire's mon I know how to use, so I got that familiarity for these early weeks of the draft. So I got mon that I know how to use comfortably. So I kind of have solace in that. Moving on to so before I get to my 10th, 11th pick, in fact, I'm going to say right away, we get 4 free agencies for this season, and I actually did use 2 of them. I originally had Guzzlord and Primeape, but I swapped both of them just so I can fix my speed tiers. So the mon that I dropped for Guzzlord was Blaziken. So Blaziken, it gives me a mon in that base 80 speed tier, which I really like. It gets Baton Pass, so it got some momentum, and like I really think it's underrated in draft format, really, compared to the other Fire and Fire type Pokemons. Because, yeah, it's a lot cheaper than them. We don't allow speed boost in this league. But give it a Scarf, it really can wreak some havoc if you let it. So, like Fire and Fire, they're really good type combinations for offensive. We can do things like blaze kick, flare blitz, and high jump kick for the physical side, but we can also do things like flamethrower, focus blast for the special side. So it got that potential to do both of them, and it can work pretty nice with Structile as well, I believe, because I don't really remember how. But like it's also my fighting type for this league, and I didn't have one at that point. There wasn't really that much left in tiers 4 or 5. It's kind of why I picked up Primate, but Primate, I don't really find that much use in it in Draft League, but Blaziken, I definitely think that I could make do with it. And I also just wanted another fire type or water type because Volcanion, like, I didn't want to take up both of those typings. Like, I wanted something else on one of the typings so it wasn't exclusive to Volcanion. But anyway, my last pick was originally Primate, but I swapped Primate for Scyther. So yeah, Scyther again. I picked it up to fix my speed tiers. It got that 105. It is incredibly fast. We get U-turn for momentum, and we get Technician on some really nice stab moves. We get Technician Aerial Ace and Technician Bug Bite. Both of those are really nice to have, and it's kind of just the main reason I picked up Scyther. We get U-turn and we get speed. There's really nothing more I can say about it. I definitely don't think it will be useless. I just can't really imagine it being a mon that's brought every other week. Like, it'll probably be a mon that's brought maybe once or twice. But I definitely don't think Scyther is going to be dead weight. I need it for this. Like, I definitely grabbed it for the speed, just so I had something in there. Yeah, anyway, I'm not going to waste this time any longer because this video is going long enough as is. I did try to cut it down, but again, I just got lost in the rambles. I could not really keep this short and sweet. So that is, of course, my draft. One more time, my 3 Z-Mons are Necrozma, Crocodile, and Volcanion. So yeah. Overall, I think my draft is solid for getting a few snipes. Like, getting sniped from things like Mew and Fortress were actually really detrimental to my draft. And figuring out that Crobat was actually a much higher tier than I thought it was really messed up things later on because I planned on getting a tier 3 Dragon, but that just did not end up happening, so I settled on Guzzlord, but it offered nothing to my draft. So I dumped it for Blaziken, who potentially could. But I'm not really going to waste any more of your time. The PCL lasts for 12 weeks. I'm going to make sure to edit and upload my battles as soon as I can. Of course, though, I am only one guy, and I got a lot going on, so I can only do so much, but I will promise to make sure they all come up as soon as I can make them possible. So with that said, thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button down below and subscribe. Really easy to do. You just have to click one button for each of them, really. And as you already know, that support that you offer from that is greatly appreciated. And it really just shows your support for the Fair State Boulders for the PCL Season 5. Hopefully we can pull out a lot of W's, but it is definitely going to be tough because we allow things like Zeraora, the gem weapon, like, not the gem weapons, but like the gem items from Gen 5, and like some other unreleased items, so it's really going to be a hoot and a hat. But with that said, stay tuned for all the battles to come up and see if I end up ultimately unlucky. Bye now.